Hello and welcome to episode 35 of our Folktales, Timberborn Folktales Cliffside playthrough. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Glad to have you. Without further ado, let's get started. So last time, we realized we were having a bit of some power issues. So we're working on expanding our power tower over here. And we also put some more windmills over here, which are proving to be quite useful, actually. It looks like we might... It's hard to say over the long run, because the wind's so variable, and we have a lot of gravity batteries to charge. But I'm thinking we might be getting pretty close to regaining power and stabilizing there. Let's keep blowing this up. So, on this playthrough, we're going to try to get up to 500 population, roughly, see if we can do that, and make sure we're stabilized at that, and then we can pretty much call it, I think. There is some area over here that used to be irrigated that's not anymore. That's kind of a bummer, but also not the end of the world, because we could probably use some more storage on some things over there anyway. Debating if I want to build just another water. Probably not. Maybe we put another underground storage for logs or planks, perhaps. No, we're probably good on plank storage for now. Yeah, this is fairly close to a lot of the logs, so I think I am going to do another underground log pile here. So we have a lot of oaks that are not getting cut because we are full on oaks, and that's actually great news considering we were having wood problems not all that long ago. Punch cards have rebounded entirely. Catalyst, how's Catalyst doing? Catalyst is doing fine, so is biofuel. Wouldn't mind having some more storage for biofuel as well, so that might be a thing. Maybe... Are we done with this? We could get rid of that pillar. It's really not doing anything. Yeah, let's work on demolishing that. So we could do something like that. This can be a 2. Let's try that. Go back under here. All right, there we go. And just 2 more here. I think at the moment we're still not actually gaining power overall, which is fine. Not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Let's see. That can go right there. Now, is anybody using that platform? Nope. That platform can be deleted, and then we have to delete this power shaft, which is momentarily going to disconnect all of those other ones. Before we actually complete this, let's pause it. We want them to complete these 2 power shafts. Okay, now we can unpause that. Let's go back over here to this dynamite. Okay, they can't reach everything. We should have realized that that would have happened. Not a problem, really. We can just build another piece of scaffolding over here. That's actually not going to work the best because we're going to need... Wait, we are playing with ladders. That's right, so that will work just fine. This is the playthrough that has ladders available. Ladders makes that fine. If we were having to rely on stairs, that would not have worked. That'll be plenty there. And now they should be able to reach all of this stuff. Okay, I'm sure that is done. Indeed, it is. Okay, so above that one, we need to put dirt tiles, terrain tiles, that is, right here. Except that won't work to go on both sides. This other side does have to be this direction, I believe. Okay. Easy enough. Okay, and we are going to have to get rid of this scaffolding. It's making it easier to build that part, though. But it has used up its usefulness. Are we missing someplace for that to connect? That will connect just fine here in a little bit. We just need to wait for it to be built. There. Okay, we ended up missing some because of where some of our tunnels and stuff were over there. But I think this should be fine over here. Saying it won't be fine. Well, it looks a little ugly, but really all we need is that specific square right there. So, and these ones that the power shafts are on. So that'll work just fine. Oh, we stranded a beaver bot. Let's fix that. That one's actually really easy to fix right there on that level. We're having that same issue over here. But this time, it doesn't even look like we have the square we need. Yeah, we do. We do. This is still that square we need. So, it's all fine. We'll pause this one. We are getting very close to that project being done. How? Gravity batteries are still pretty low, but each windmill we get is helping to stabilize that more. So, it's helpful. Let's see. How high did this need to be again? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the sixth one. Just debating if I want to do something like that over here, and I very well might. We would have to do some more overhangs, but I mean, that won't be the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. They can't reach in there right now, actually. All right. So this plan here was just kind of silly. This spot can reach here, so I don't need to build much scaffolding to make this part work. That needs to just be that size. And with that, we're then going to want to get over here a little bit more. Let's see. Actually, can we... I think... Let me just test this out. That is... Yeah, it's right here. So we should be able to build on this path from there. Just make sure that that theory is sound. No, well, it's a path. I'm fine with the path getting deleted. Okay. Trying to squeeze out just every little bit of power here that we can. So, what is taking this so long? Too far from a district. Okay. Basically, I think we just need to put a path there. This one needs to be built before this one can. So they can't reach that one yet. How can I make that a thing? Okay, so we can build that one by... doing something like that, I think. Yep, they built that one. Now they can build this one, and then they can just walk over there to get the rest done. Okay, that scaffolding I just put up is finished. Let's delete the path that we have back here. And let's build some terrain blocks here. Oh, those are too close to that edge. Well, that's just not going to work very well. We needed it wider. There needed to be empty space between the walls. Okay. Makes total sense, actually. I don't know why I'm trying to fight against this scaffolding right now. Let's see what we can do for the other side, at least. And we said it needed to be how much taller? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 empty spaces. So that's 3. 4. And if my math is right, this should then work going this way. Perfect. Okay, but these are all too close. We can't get the clearance we need for that. Without redoing a lot of this might be tougher than I had hoped. Although, no, no, we don't have to necessarily even go from that side. If we just go over on this side, like this, that will work just fine, actually. Yeah, and then we could put vertical power shafts going, well, not up right at that spot, I guess. We will need to go over a little bit to get the clearance we need. Since that's actually solid, doesn't matter. Oh, crap. Let's go from the other side, actually. Fool's errand on this side. So here we could put this, right? I'm gonna unpause it. I apologize about that. I'm bad about pausing it when I shouldn't sometimes. Especially when I'm trying to plan something out. That happens a lot when I pause it when it was really not necessary to. Let's actually make this just a double. And then we could have the overhang that will... Oh, that's still way too high. We'll have this be a single. There we go. And that will be how we can connect our power shafts. That's the word. Guess I did one more than I needed to. But you know what? If that's the biggest mistake I make, I'm okay with that. That's not the biggest mistake I've made even on this playthrough, but it sounds good. Okay, so to make this reach, all we really have to do is get rid of that, and that. Then we could put, and I actually do mean it to be paused this time because this will get a little chaotic otherwise. And then stairs there. We kind of, well, we absolutely did strand those beavers while doing this. Those beaver bots, I guess. They'll be free here soon enough. That building isn't connected by paths. Went a little bit gung-ho about deleting paths there. There we go. We have so many more carrots than we need. Let's keep working on turning on a little bit of these paused housing. All right, it's not that one that's paused. Not that one either. Oh, it's the pump. That's fine. Turn this one back on then. Bot is out of fuel. It was just because they were stranded for too long. That's all that happened. It's not ideal, but it happens. Jeez, we're still not. Oh no, this wasn't supposed to be built yet. We had to pause that one so we can build this. Now we're going. Now we can build that one. After this one is built, we can unpause this one. Anybody can build that. Thank you. Unpause that one. We have got a lot of windmills going now, and I am here for it. It is pretty awesome, actually. Food is stable. I've seen. Is there any food? We're still low on spatter dock. It's getting processed. A lot of cattail crackers. Not a whole lot of cattails, but we have plenty of cattail flour still, so that's doing fine. We honestly could maybe use a little more storage on sunflowers. Where's our food supplies in here? One of these is sunflower seeds. There, that one's sunflower seeds. I think that's the only sunflower seeds, yeah. Or pretty dang close. Yeah, 200 in the farmhouses. Yep, that is. So let's go ahead and make another large warehouse out here for sunflower seeds. So we have a little bit more storage than that. Build another one of those to have enough more storage for chestnuts. We're capped out on chestnuts, and as our population grows, chestnuts are one that take a long time to come in. So I don't want us to kind of fall behind. I want us to know about any issues beforehand. Oh yeah, I forgot about this little project. I had many things going on at once. There we go. These ones that have an overhang can just be singles, but then the rest of it can be triples. There we go, and it looks like just a single now will do it. Hey, we don't need these levees here anymore. That's from a bygone era. Hey, is that second layer done? It is. We could go below as well. We really could. Probably should have, but gosh, I feel like we're now producing more power than we need, thus the gravity batteries are charging. I truly feel like that's happening now. All right. Not too bad. Water's still just fine. Bad tide's almost over. We still have 17K water in storage. That is awesome. Turn on more of these houses. Let's expand that population. Keep a close eye on our crops. So really don't want to run out of crops again. That felt very bad. I do think it is time to plant a little bit more wheat. So I'm just gonna unmark these carrots. And I'll plant some wheat in that spot. Potatoes are holding strong. What are we unable to get the materials of for the bots? Oh, that's the limbs. Okay. So limbs, we're behind on limbs at the moment. Got plenty of heads. We are really short on limbs. I think for just a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and change one of these heads to limbs to catch up on limbs a little bit. The limbs really require the gear, so we got to make sure our gear workshops are up and running. So the easiest way is to go here and find gear workshops. They are all up and running. We might need to build another one, possibly. I honestly, we're not processing things into planks fast enough. Make sure that our lumber mills are on. All of our lumber mills are on. We got so many logs. But look at this, we're running low on planks. So we definitely need some more lumber mills. One of them can go there for sure. I don't think there's any other real obvious openings. Okay, we got some kind of low productivity here. Is that because they have to go too far to get stuff? Let's see, as long as we don't go too high, we have room underneath these windmills here. So we can make like biofuel obtain, catalyst obtain, punch cards obtain. And it might be a thing where, okay, none of these on this level currently are receiving planks. Let's change that so that they don't have to go as far to deposit them out of here. Extract. Are we running low on extract? No, just this one's not full. No bad water problems. Books are going down. If we turn one of these punch cards to books and just monitor our punch card storage. How's paper doing? Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Okay. Oh, the gravity batteries are almost fully charged. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah, planks are being a bottleneck for us right now. And we used up all those heads, so maybe we got enough limbs. Yeah, let's switch this guy back to heads. The proper ratio of part factories. Productivity is pretty low on this guy too. Let's try to have our haulers prioritize getting these bots parts factories. See if that can help anything. Actually, can we just click that over here? Yes, we can. How many haulers do we have? Many haulers. 12, but some of them aren't full. All right, so some of those carrots have been harvested. Let's go ahead and plant the wheat there that we talked about. Yeah, as our population's going up, those books are being consumed faster than we can make them. We are going to need to go up some layers on our industrial sector. As far as I'm okay, as far as I'm concerned, is A-okay. So first, let's go ahead and put here the platforms. Then we can put the terrain tiles that go on top of them. So that's going to be the height. Gosh, let's go down layers. We're trying to fight with myself. Okay, so we want those to be built before we place down this, though. Really, the refineries are too big in that spot. To make this a little neater, I think I'm going to go ahead and go up one more layer in that case. Okay, which unfortunately, terrain tiles are the one thing I can't just delete. Then we might be able to squeeze something on top of these large warehouses right here, to be honest. That might be doable. Okay, so now this is the layer. Terrain. Okay, no problems there. Make sure that we find the one that matches up. It's that one. Now we'll have to figure out the way to get up there. Let's go ahead and put the platforms that are going to serve as ways to build higher if we need to. Let's go ahead and put tunnels with a path here. I think I would like them to be connected this way as well, but we can definitely make that work there. Okay. Planks and gears are still kind of going down. So we're going to need to work on that. Try that. Requires power, doesn't have it. What? Oh. So let's just delete this one. And the path below it, and we can make that a vertical power shaft there. Okay, yeah, those ones lack power. Yep. Not concerned about that fact. We are up to just about 390 beavers. Keep an eye on that food. And those grilled chestnuts are going down like I was kind of worried they might. All right, which ones of these are actually paused then? That one. That one. That one and that one. Okay, they're all on now. So we have 30. We have enough beds total for over 400 beavers at the moment. A drought is approaching. I'm debating making the cave a little. Well, maybe we don't want to make the cave smaller, I guess, because we are going to want more housing. But we kind of want more spatter dock too, right? That's not doing so hot. There's just not a lot of room. I guess we could go more into yeah, there's nothing saying we can't go more over here. Let's work on trying to do that. So we'll start with a platform and a path. We don't have a path to get in there at the moment. Let's try that. But we will need to demolish a few cattails to get the path there. Okay. And we can just do some normal tunnels over in this area. We just can't go into the dam, the reservoir. We can't go into the tree farm. There's a limit to how far we can go and still be useful here because where the aquatic farmhouse will be able to reach. But let's just see how we can push that. So these ones can quite obviously be deleted. And spatter dock planted. Well, spatter dock could be planted once we blow up enough stuff for it to be planted, I guess. It's not happy with that being an option, huh? Oh, it's because there's no support below it. We deleted those a little prematurely. There needs to be some place for that platform that the tunnel builds to be supported by. Okay, so we went like this far. Honestly, probably further than is going to make sense with the aquatic farmhouse. So far, so good, though, I guess. It's able to reach it all so far. Whoa. Flooded. That's just a byproduct of some of the waves, I think, there from the explosions. Okay. Batter dock only needs the 2s, I believe. So I think we can now delete these and place spatter dock there. Yes, we can. I think we might need to keep this support actually in order to let everything hold on. And then once we get here, we'll have plenty of support from the terrain tiles on either side there. Oh, we actually need another tunnel right there, it looks like. Okay. Limbs caught up a little bit. We're actually shortest on chassis at the moment, it would appear. Power has been sorted. I think it's safe to say now. Planks are still. I mean, that's not to be totally unexpected. These don't have a warehouse nice and close by. We should address that. That can be a warehouse for logs acquired. That can be for gears. This can be just planks. Some place for these to store them after they're made. So yeah, these are running at really low productivities because they're running all over to get materials. That should help speed things up some. Gears are doing okay at the moment, but it's really just the planks that they're made out of. Now we did use an awful lot of planks in some of this project. Actually, even if we wanted to build this another level higher, it's currently not possible to utilize it because it's not high enough. The scaffolding, that is. So, not all that scaffolding can just go away. Really wish they had a way to pick those up. Let's see if we can move that into an appropriate place. Accessible place. Okay, I think it went down there. Yep. Still not the most accessible place. Okay, we're getting closer. That's accessible. Excellent. Mission accomplished there. delete these before we build them. Actually, we don't have scaffolding to get up there to build them, but still, we don't want them just sitting there at all. There, put all those materials away. Decent amount of planks there. I think after we put that storage up here, especially the logs and just a place for them to dump the planks, I think the productivity is going to go up quite a bit on these. They were really low before, and I think we addressed some of the reasons why. All right. 415 beds available, occupied. So that's our population. Food. Most of the food looks like it's going down some now. Isn't cool? Logs are still doing just fine though, which tells me it might be time to replace some tree farmland with food crop land. Or maybe it just means it's time to expand this one higher. I think we're gonna do that. We're just gonna put a pillar where all the other pillars were. Going the wrong way. Right here. Right here. Here. I don't know if that was an accurate spot. Okay. Oh, a little bit of leg. That's the problem with these later playthroughs. You got so much going on that it really does stress the computers. One right there. Oh, should have been. Huh? Yeah, right there. We never finished. We were waiting for this to dry out. Now it's dry, so we can destroy what used to be an irrigation pond down here. Looks like we're relying on that for support though, so we'll keep that as is. Potatoes are still holding pretty steady. Wheat's going down, spattered up chestnuts. Okay, okay, wheat there is going up, and we're going up on wheat flour. What do we want this crop to be? If I can't even figure out what I'm trying to plant here, am I really all that short on food? I don't think I am. But let's plant some potatoes here anyway. Let's actually not plant that one, and we'll have another beehive right there. Excellent. Yeah, since we're using potatoes for biofuel as well, I do want, I think, more potato storage. Okay, that's pretty far from our grist mills anyway that are using the cattail flour. Actually, I guess that's not far from that one. I was debating putting that at potatoes, but maybe... Well, let's just go up a few layers. Maybe we can do something in here. Oh, there's not enough room for that. I really thought there'd be enough room to build something up there. Okay, there might actually be. There is. We can put another layer of these. So we can build that, but we are going to have to build tunnels with a path. on that level. We don't even need that many. We just need to get to the door, which should be right there. It looks like we need to be right. Oh, okay. What if we put a platform right there? That'll solve the issue. Yep. Okay, one of these, I don't know. Actually, just make them both potatoes for now. We want to have a lot of potatoes on store, so because we're using them for cooking and for biofuel. Can't be destroyed. Okay, well, let's just, is it at least unmarked for, it's unmarked for planting. Okay. So be it. It would be hard to go up another level. I mean, not hard, but I guess know what we plant. And like those red numbers by our food saying that some of our food was going down. You know what? We're going down on chestnuts. We're gonna want another bakery. That I can see. Bakery doesn't technically require power, but I still like to have them over in the industrial sector because it feels like an industrial building to me. And that one, oh wait, it's not even a bakery that we need. It's a grill. Whoops. Chestnuts. There we go. That is not a great spot for a grill. But it'll do fine. It'll do good enough. Okay. Let's go ahead and check how our tunneling system has been doing and see what we can delete here. Don't want to delete that one, I don't think. Just planks. As long as we just see planks, we're golden. Let's check above, make sure nothing collapsed. Nothing collapsed. Okay. Excellent. Now, let's get some of that spatter dock going. We are using up all of our cattail roots, though, too. Okay, so spatter dock. We can get rid of that path. Don't actually think we need that path for anything anymore. Well, the only time we would need it is if we expanded that more. Can that aquatic farmhouse still reach that? No, that's the edge. Okay, that's how far it can reach, so there's no point expanding further that way. So we don't need the path anymore, for sure. Some of this can definitely be cattails. That was a path. At least that. And some spatter dock right there. Power is just fine. Okay. Maple syrup is going down slowly. So is extract. So make sure that we have our centrifuges on. We only have 2 of them, and they are on. Okay. I do think it's time. We got plenty of logs. Let's unmark some of this for planting these oaks. because I think we need more chestnut and maple trees. So obviously the tapper shack itself is going to have to go down here and gather in flags for the chestnuts. But yeah, I'm getting rid of half of these. Half of these on that top level. So yeah, if we run out of maple syrup and extract, all we're really missing out on is catalyst. It's not the biggest deal, but we do want to keep it flowing if we can. So where should a centrifuge go, I suppose? Honestly, this is such a terrible spot for a grill. I might put that elsewhere and put a centrifuge up here. It just, it's a big enough spot for it, and it needs power. To me, that just makes more sense. Grills are so tiny. We should be able to find room for a grill somewhere. Hmm. Well, we could always start building this next layer. First thing we do with that, build the platforms there. And some terrain tiles. Now, is that high enough to get above all this? Not above the gristmill. How about now? Yep, now it's fine. Excellent. Is that the same level? It is not. It's this level. And is that one wider than it should be? Oh yeah, it's because we couldn't make this be tunnels. We did make that one wider. What we need to do, put platforms here to support our foundation. Our terrain blocks. Not a big deal. Perfect. Well, that is definitely building the wrong direction there. And you bought Spanish to strand yourself. That's kind of impressive, to be honest. I mean, not really, but a little bit impressive. That should be able to let you out of there. I do believe. All right, and now those two. Excellent. None of those have been. At least the place I would want to build a tapper shack hasn't been removed yet. Very little of it actually has been removed at all, even. Could still mark some of these for maples. Let's go ahead and make sure that those maples are not marked for cutting. There we go. Yeah, when we got rid of the use of this canal, some of the maples here that were previously irrigated are no longer. What's going on there? Something weird's going on down here. We're cutting maples. Blasphemy. Or are we cutting chestnuts? We're cutting chestnuts. Just not good either. We're cutting some maples and some chestnuts. Let's try that. I think we were planning on switching some of those maples to chestnuts and kind of just forgot about it, and we kept cutting and kept cutting. That's not good news. That's not what we wanted to do. We are short workers. We do need to try to squeeze some more bots out. And I think how we can do that is just increasing the productivity or bot factories. Okay, so like this one. Well, that's a centrifuge. A centrifuge does not have good productivity at all either, though. It's going down. So let's put that up. Really don't want to start another bot factory chain because that can get out of hand real quick. I don't want to consume so many logs either. But we need the workforce. Actually, at this point, do we need quite this many? Well, everything. Can we get by with one less of these large water pumps? How about this builder's hut? That one. How about the mine? I don't think we need that much more dirt. We got quite a bit stored up, and we're not using a whole bunch anymore. Let's just try to tone that down. Maybe we can just rearrange some of our workforce and get that to work for us. We're really close. So we need about 100 more beavers, and to make sure we're stabilized at that amount of beavers. Definitely getting close. Getting a little tight on the jobs for the bots. I don't know if we want to just build one more bot part assembler, bot factory, and one more of each of the bot parts, and see what we can do. So if you build one of each of the bot part factory, that can support 2 bot assemblers. But I would only want one more bot assembler. So we would have basically extra of this stuff. That wouldn't be the end of the world by any means, but I don't think I want to. So we're at 4 bot assemblers at the moment. I don't think we have the wood supplies or the biofuel supplies to support 6 and the bots that would come with that. However, it looks like we're sitting at about 100 per bot assembler before they start breaking down, give or take. So if I make one more bot assembler, that might bring our total bots up to right around that 500, and we can turn some of those things on that we just turned off. Because, yeah, I do think to keep our beavers happy, we definitely need more books. Bread's going down, so we might need another bakery, another grill. We have a few jobs that need to be filled, for sure. And since we're trying to have all of our fleshy beavers be lazy bums and not have to work, I think we're gonna have to build just a little bit more bots to support 500 beavers. We'll see. All right, but we got a decent amount accomplished today. We got another layer here. We've got the additional columns, like another 2 per large windmills per level there, which was beneficial. We started marking out where if we wanted to expand. Oh, sorry, that was a big yawn. If we wanted to add another level to this farm here, we figured out how to do that. We got more storage. We improved some efficiency by adding some storage closer to where it's needed over here, and we expanded our aquatic farm. All good things, and I think we're getting ever closer to stabilization. We do have that official over 400 beavers. We're shooting for at least 500. I think we can do it. If you watch this whole video, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment. Let me know if there's any other ideas you think you want to see on this, or if should we push above 500? It would drag this on a little bit, but no one's really told me what they think for a population goal. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what map and or faction we should play for the next playthrough after we wrap this one up, because it is approaching closing time for this playthrough. This doesn't even look remotely like Cliffside anymore. About the only thing that looks like Cliffside is this and this mountain that we more or less kept relatively the same. Other than that, it doesn't look much like Cliffside. But that is okay. We made it match our vision. So, again, thank you so much. I will see you next time.